magkakaroon po tayo ng isang symbolic turnover ng Freedom of Information Executive Order.
2-3 weeks ago, the president in his press statement said that he was going to issue the Freedom of Information Executive Order. And when he says it, he would really deliver it. He tells us, I want it by early next week. It was on a weekend, so it was a nightmare when they did this. In 2 days' time, they finished it and submitted it to the president. The delay, however, was caused by some events which took place. The West Philippine Sea issue, which we had to tackle. So there was some delay. I know there was I hope irritants were avoided. And now we have this already. He signed it last Saturday, July 21st.
Member of the Right to Know Coalition that did some of the work as a runner, you might call it, and to go back and forth from the coalition members to the Executive Secretary's office, and most important of all, the Office of Secretary and DANAR. So I think it would be very fitting for the coalition members here present to be so recognized, because this was really the work of the coalition over the last 14 years. And we have a statement to celebrate this landmark executive order, and would also like to commit that we will continue to work with the executive agencies in crafting the FOI, People's FOI Manual, and in clarifying the inventory of exceptions, because these are very good steps, we believe, that moves forward the respect, observance, and enforcement of the people's right to know. Attorney Nepo, Irene Aguila of ANGCOP, Miss Irene, and labor sector, si Jerry po ng Philippine Airlines Labor Employees Association. Tapos nandito rin po yung CBCP NASA. Tapos andito rin ang mahalagang grupo, the Public Sector Independent Labor Confederation, which has been with us from the beginning of time. This is a coalition that has united all sectors actually. We're waiting also for the representative from the Makati Business Club. So you might say that this was one policy issue that united practically all sectors of Philippine society. And this was one effort also that drew the support of the Philippine media. And I think it's worthy to note that our colleagues here had been with us from the beginning of time. Our colleagues here covering this event. So parang hong tipong, I think it's something that we're so happy about. We know that there's more work to do. We're committed to continue working further to make this EO, I think, worth the long wait and the long efforts of advocacy that we have done.
We will also give our brothers from the kapisahan ng mga broadcaster ng Pilipinas a chance to say a word or two about this executive order on the freedom of information. Ang chairman po ng KBP, Herman Basbaño.
Well, the kapisanan ng mga broadcaster ng Pilipinas, the biggest media organization of network owners, operators all over the country, appreciates very much the issuance of this landmark EO, which we know will be a bold step towards the move of towards greater transparency and in the fight against corruption. We would like to thank the President for this. And though we are also hoping that Philippine Congress would come up with an enactment of a law, would enact a law, so that other levels of government will also be covered. Not only all levels of government, but as well as maybe, Senator, private bodies that are using public funds, maybe, no? If they could be covered as well. No? So anyway, with this, on behalf of the association, on behalf of the broadcasters, thank you very much to the President. Thank you for everybody who's been working on this, Malu and her group. And I know that there are other sectors who have been very active on this for the past decades, 3 decades of working for us to have this freedom of information. So everybody, I think, deserves to be congratulated. Of course, the President himself again.
I'd like to congratulate the administration, the new administration, yung hindi nagawa ng Kongreso sa loob ng halos 30 taon, nagawa nila sa ilang araw lamang. So, of course, ang coverage nito is only executive branch. Sa legislative, sa judiciary, sa local governments, wala pa ito. Doon naman sa nabanggit ni Mr. Basbanyo na palawakin dun sa mga pribadong organisasyon, meron talagang provision sa Senate version which covered private entities which have contracts with the government, which show that they must be also willing to open their books and among other things, no? To show that they pay taxes, among other things, they pay the right wages. Dito yung mga kaibigan natin sa labor sector. So to really binubuksan talaga yung libro. So congratulations Secretary Martin, Secretary Salvador Medialde, Executive Secretary, at congratulations sa mga advocates dahil it's a partial victory and we await the issuance, as Malu said, of the Secretary of Justice of the exceptions kasi nandoon din po yung meat of the measure, no? So si Congressman Zarate is also an advocate sa House. So.
Maraming salamat. Magandang umaga po sa lahat. Kami ho ay nagagalak, no? Kami ni Namalo, nila Attorney Nep, we have been, ang Bayan Muna and Makabayan Black have been engaging their group, no? Sa House of Representatives para magpasana ng isang makabuluhang FOI, no? Since 2004, naghahain na ang Bayan Muna ng kanyang version ng FOI to sharpen the bill that will be passed by House, no? So hopefully, at we congratulate nga ang administrasyon ni Pangulong Digong, kaya nga nang sabi ni Senator Sani, yung 30 taon na hindi nagawa ng Kongreso ay nagawa ng napakaiksing panahon, no? Pero ito nga ay isang partial victory, no? In our campaign for transparency and accountability, no, and excesses in government. And this is a big challenge for Congress, especially sa House, no, especially in the House. Dahil ang FOI talaga ay sa House siya nababara, no? Because of a lot of versions. In the 16th Congress, merong at least 27 versions, no? At 27 din ang gusto magpasok ng maraming exceptions. So hopefully, this will now be a parang a marching order, no, doon sa House na pabilisin na rin ang FOI dahil matagal na itong inaantay ng ating mga kababayan. Thank you.
Here on, we shall be creating an ad hoc committee to be headed by the PCO to create the manuals, no, with the assistance of various organizations. Right to Know Coalition. Thank you.
At Executive Secretary Medialde, sir, kasama din po natin ang mga taga World Bank dahil meron po silang expert, no? Technical expert, a technocrat basically from the UK na meron pong extensive experience dun sa FOI technical working group sa UK.
I'd just like to introduce you, sir, to a member of our governance team, Mr. Hanif Rahim Tula, who will provide a brief statement po dito sa ating landmark na development this morning.
So, firstly, congratulations to this administration and to the Reform Coalition. I know that it's been many years in the making, and I think that this piece of landmark executive order for the FOI is a stepping stone to a much larger conversation. From the World Bank side, we're very supportive of the freedom of information, both in terms of good governance, transparency, accountability and participation. From our side, we very much look forward to supporting the operationalization of the FOI through international best practices and sharing information on what other countries have done, particularly the US, the UK, Brazil and India. And we look forward to working with you moving forward. So thank you very much.